Booker got around Bembry that time.
Yes, he did. And showed that athleticism and just a little glance at him. He gave a little glance at Bembry. Is that what the tech was for? Here's the look.
He's been ejected.
And for Booker, he's gone. That's a second tech.
JoJo not right, walking over. You can see him bent over in front of Coach Donovan now. Adams laying the wood.
Embiid, who exited earlier with an issue in
round.
Well, we can see what that is.
Welcome to episode 25 of the Voice of Reason podcast. And as usual, this is Joe.
And this is Lido.
And we're back with everything you need to know about the National Basketball Association. Now, Lido. Tonight is actually kind of a special night here in the NBA, at least with your team. Not sure if you're aware of this.
Is it?
I'm not sure if you're aware of this, Lido. But your team has now played 41 games,
yes,
meaning that we're at the exact halfway point of the season. All right? Right now, the Phoenix Suns are 17-24, 11th place in the West, but you're 6-4 in your last 10, which is a lot better than the 2-8 you were in your last 10 before that.
Yes.
Last time we were here talking on this podcast about your team.
Yes.
So I have a very simple question. Give me your report card. Give me your mid-season report card on your Phoenix Suns, and let me know what needs to happen for you to make your goal. And just let the people know your goal is to make the playoffs for your team this year.
My goal, and the only goal, is to make the playoff. I never declare we're going to compete for a championship. I never declare that we're going to win a game or a series or whatever in a playoff. But I want us there. I want us there. All right? So we can
be
learn.
In the dance.
I grade this team so far mid-season. I did not know that. So, good. Breaking news right here. Right?
You are welcome.
I give them a C.
A C?
C right now.
It
should be a B, but it's a C right now.
Why should it be a B and why is it a C?
Right now, as we previously talked about on the last podcast, they got to win these games. Remember the little game that I shut down
that was
real
hilarious. Yo, in case you guys don't remember, episode 24, Lido came up with a little game. He wanted to play a little game where he wanted to read down all the different teams that you have coming up, and he wanted me to let you know if it's a win or a loss. Yep. We got to the first team, the Memphis Grizzlies. I said it was an L. You shut it down. But Lido, tell the good people what happened when the Phoenix Suns played the Memphis Grizzlies. What happened?
I don't want to talk about that game, actually.
Okay, well, I'll tell the good people. The Phoenix Suns lost, like I said. You shut the game down for nothing.
You're right. We lost, and we lost a few more after that, actually. But because of that, I'm giving them a C. Like, right now, there's no excuses. Everybody's healthy. I previously said that multiple times already.
You have. Although, isn't Ricky Rubio? I heard that he missed a couple of games.
Yeah, he was out yesterday.
Is he back?
He's back, though.
Okay.
I mean, he was out for 2 games ago, but he played yesterday.
Got it.
And he's back. I don't understand what's going on with Rubio, the in and out, but no excuses, though. We should have won. We should have won when he was out, too. So I gave us a C right now, but I'm telling you, we are back, all right? We are back. This team, I feel like this team is just like the love that I have for this team. It feels the same as I had it for Steve Nash days. This team, I'm telling you, I'm enjoying this team, and when they lose, I'm getting frustrated, just like when I used to do with the Nash era. And I feel like this team has me all to themselves, right? But like right now, like you stated, we lost to the Grizzlies. Mm-hmm. We lost to the Sacramento Kings.
Okay.
And then
De'Aaron Fox, that's his name. We always forget his name.
Fox.
I remember it.
Yes. You know what's crazy?
What?
He did play that game.
Did he?
Because he was injured before, but he did play that game. And he played pretty good.
Nice.
But we should have beat them. We should have beat them when we lost. But then we beat the Magics, the Hornets, lost to Atlanta. and then we beat the Knicks. So we up and down, but all those games that I just listed, we should have beat them all. We should have won all those games technically.
And that's why you shut the game down last week.
I shut it down.
Okay.
I shut it down.
That makes perfect sense.
But
'cause I think my predictions would have been great.
But I do want to give 2 little points here of my team right now. Mm-hmm. DeAndre Ayton been in and out of the lineup. He's been starting. He's been playing limited minutes throughout the season because he just came back recently.
Yeah.
So his first game, I don't even know if you know this, happened last night against the Knicks. Yes, the Knicks, but that's still impressive. He dropped 20. Hasn't been done since Steve Nash when he dropped 20 and 20 against y'all, the Philadelphia 76ers.
Talk about 20 points, 20 assists?
Yeah.
You're saying
No. Nash did 20 points and 21 assists. Ayton did 20 points and 21 rebounds.
Okay.
That's hella impressive, all right? And I know he should be dominating the paint consistently because he is. I know it's the Knicks. I knew you were going to say that, but it's impressive he did at the Garden.
Okay.
He put up a show.
Oh, the Garden.
Yeah, the Garden.
That rat-infested shithole that they say is the Mecca of basketball, Madison Square Garden.
Man.
Yeah, I said it.
Come on.
Rat-infested shithole. Tell your friends. I'm sorry.
He did it at the Garden.
Okay.
Impressive, all right?
Okay.
And we won. And now, let's see what happens against the Celtics. Now we're grooving. I'm pretty sure Monty Williams is going to start them in the game now against the Celtics. And hopefully, we'll see what this team is made of because now we're grooving. Another thing, I don't know if you know about Devin Booker, but let me remind you some little fact, all right, that I gave you last week podcast. I told you that he was averaging 35 points a game.
Impressive.
Unfortunately, that streak was broken by the Grizzlies. Pissed me off. But
that's the grindhouse. We all playing in Memphis. That's the grindhouse, man. It'll grind you down.
But let me tell you. I don't know if you know, Devin Booker is the only player in NBA history that is dropping 25 plus points, 6 plus assists on 50% field goal.
Wow.
Michael Jordan, move over. Kobe Bryant, move over. All these young cats that are superstars, so-called, move over.
I don't know if Michael Jordan's ever been 17 and 24.
Oh my
Kobe Bryant
goodness.
might have been at one point in time, during them days between three-peats, but yeah.
That's all I got to say about my team, all right? Now, hopefully, we still have this easy schedule. This week coming up, all I'm going to say is we got the Spurs twice. We got to beat them. We got Grizzlies again and Portland. We got to beat those teams because we're right there. And if we beat these teams, we're back in the playoff hunt. We're only a game and a half behind.
You're in the 11th place right now. You are right about that.
Yeah.
There are the Thunder, the Grizzlies, the Trailblazers, the Spurs, you guys, and even the Pelicans are actually creeping on the come up.
They are.
Like they're right behind you. They're on your ass, Lito.
Yeah.
They are on your
and
ass.
Zion is coming back, baby.
Yeah. That could be a problem. So there's a lot of teams there vying for the last 2 playoff spots.
Yep.
Do you really think that your team's the one that's going to do it? What makes you think it's going to be them?
I think we're capable of it.
So you're capable.
If this team continues and Ayton, obviously he's not going to do another 2020, but he's capable of it. But if he does a double-double and dominate, and Booker keeps going what he's doing, and Kelly, the Tsunami Poppy, keeps doing his thing, all right, we're back. Ricky Rubio needs to be on the court, and we'll be all right. But there is trade rumors. I know you don't like talking about trades, but there are talking about Kevin Love. I know you don't like Kevin Love, but if we can acquire Kevin Love or Dennis Schroeder, those are the rumors going on in Phoenix. If we can acquire them and just get rid of... I do apologize. I don't want Sorge anymore. You can go. You're tradable.
Y'all should have kept y'all draft pick. That's what
Maybe.
Y'all should have kept y'all draft pick.
So if we can get rid of Sarge and get Kevin Love and upgrade, and then a couple young cats that we have that they don't get playing time, like Tyler Johnson. Remember him? I told you about this guy.
You hate him.
I hate him. Now they don't even play him. They listen to me. Someone is listening to our podcast. Because they don't use him, man. He's tradable. So, we'll see.
Let me tell you what I think here. Because just looking here at your schedule and what's going on here, I mean, Brandon Ingram is balling out his mind. Yeah. And then he's about to get Zion back. And I think that might actually be a little bit of a problem. Because Ingram's been the alpha for the entire year on that team. This is the first time. This is like his breakout season. So he's going to have a really hard time taking a backseat to anybody, especially a rookie who's just starting in the NBA.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they're going to do that. That's going to be a bit of a task for their coaching staff to get that together. But the way the Thunder is playing and the way that the Grizzlies are playing, Trailblazers are hot garbage.
Yeah,
they can catch fire because we know that they should be a lot better than they are. But right now they're hot garbage. I don't trust them to do anything. But Thunder and Grizzlies, to me, like, I would bet on them before I bet on you guys to get that 7 and 8 spot.
So you think Oklahoma and young Memphis are going to be in the playoff?
I think so. I mean, full disclosure, I watched my first Grizzlies game the other night since the tournament against the Rockets. That was impressive. That was really impressive, and they've been playing very well lately. They've been playing better than you, honestly. Like, so another better way to put it. And the OKC, they're the breakout team of the season. Like, nobody expected them to be where they're at. Everybody thought they were going to be in the basement, but you can never count out Mr. Chris Paul.
Yeah, but we also can't count out injuries, and we can't count out if they're going to trade him or what they're going to do, in mid-season right now. The trade deadline is right around the corner.
Yeah.
And we have to see what Oklahoma City does. But I actually feel like Oklahoma and Memphis are going to drop down, and I see Portland, San Antonio, or Phoenix taking that 7 and 8 spot. One of those 3 teams.
You think so?
I don't see OKC and Memphis in the playoff. I don't.
We're halfway through the season. Your team's exactly halfway through the season.
So
at this point, people are who they are.
But we'll see.
Right.
We'll see what happens. Let's talk about Mr. One Hand. Philadelphia.
He's got 9 fingers.
The Philadelphia 76ers. Y'all are currently, you want to talk about halfway in the season, which is a fact. Mm-hmm. Y'all currently half in the season right now as well.
Oh.
And y'all are what?
We've played 41 games.
Are y'all in first place?
No, we're in 6th.
Oh! Mm-hmm. You didn't let me do the countdown.
Oh, that was the whole thing?
Yeah, I was going to do
I'm sorry. That was the whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Y'all currently in 6th place.
Uh-huh.
How would you grade your team right now? You same question to you.
Are you going to steal my question, Lito? Really?
That was good.
Biting off my question. Yeah, okay, fine, whatever. I didn't know that we were halfway through the season, actually. I don't really look at our record very often. But if you want me to give you a grade of this team, I give this team a D.
A D?
A D.
Okay, how come? Talk to me. Y'all are currently on a 2-game winning streak.
We are.
Y'all lost. Let me remind you, y'all lost to Orlando again. Even though I brought it up previous podcast, I gotta bring it up again.
Oh yeah, you talk about the game after Christmas?
Yeah,
like, we're way past Christmas.
Yeah, I know, but I gotta bring it up. Y'all lost to Fultz. Y'all lost to Fultz.
This is Martin Luther King Day. Nobody cares about Fultz. But yeah, I mean, the team hasn't lived up to our expectations, honestly. I mean, Elton Brand said that he was trying to put together a championship team. Josh Harris did the whole process, and we tanked for 5 or 6 years, and he promised that we would be competing for championships. Hasn't happened yet, and this season doesn't look like it's going to be happening at all. They keep playing the way they've been playing.
Really?
It's rough. It's rough. I mean, it's halfway through the season. I'm sure we're going to... I hope we're going to figure something out here, but the team's not playing consistently well enough to be able to really compete for a championship, in my opinion. But that can very well change. But there are some things in that D grade. That D grade is just based upon where we should be.
Right.
We're not a terrible team, obviously. We're still one of the top teams in the East. And even though we're in 6th place, I think like 3rd through 6th is only separated by a few games. So it's not like we're like far out the hunt or anything like that. We go on this one winning streak and we're right back in the top 4. So that's not a problem to me.
So,
but
go ahead.
Sorry. No, please.
No, go ahead. My apologies.
I mean, there's some positives though, definitely. Like, baby Kawhi Leonard, Matisse Thybulle, the kid, the guy, my rookie, the bully. That man, he's actually started the last 2 games that we won. And let the record show. On this last podcast, what I say to you?
They're listening to us.
What I say to you?
That he should start.
Exactly. Not only did I say that he should start, but I also said that one of the reasons why we were struggling after Christmas is because he's been hurt.
Yeah.
He comes back into the lineup.
Win-win.
We're winning again. Yeah. I'm telling you, that rookie, his defensive intelligence, and he's got some offensive skills too. Like I compare him to Kawhi's rookie year because Kawhi was similar. Kawhi didn't have a developed offensive game, but he was damn good defensively, and that's what's happening with Matisse. Except for Matisse can actually shoot the three. So he's already got that part of his game. What he needs is to work a little bit more on the dribble penetration and ball handling and maybe a mid-range game. Yeah. But if he puts the work in, he has the potential to be one of the best players in this league. You heard it here first. That's right. I said it. I'm not backing off of it. But we have him. Tobias Harris has had a really good season. He's been a little up and down at times. I mean, he's a shooter, so sometimes shooters get streaky. But overall, his season has been really good. These past few games that he's had with Joel Embiid being out, they've been very good.
You mean Tobias Harris been up and down the whole season, just like his whole career?
No, actually, what I mean is that this season, after we did give him that $180 million, which it remains to be seen whether or not that was money well spent, has been his best season. He's shooting, like, for most of the season, he's been shooting like 50% from the field. His points have been right around where they've been the past couple of years where he's had career highs. Mm-hmm. He's playing very well, and his defense has gotten a lot better, too.
Let me tell you something, all right? I'm going to show you for the first time ever tough love. Ever. All right? You know why?
Wait.
You weren't done?
This is the first time ever? What are you talking about? You talk shit all the time.
Well, I haven't
all
done
the
it.
Time.
I haven't done it this new year, all right?
Yeah, these people don't read our group chats. All the shit you be talking.
They don't. But let me tell you something.
Please.
One of the main reasons I don't believe your team to be the team to beat in the East is the simple fact that you don't have a closer. You didn't have it last year with Jimmy Butler. I don't think Jimmy Butler is a closer. He's a great player, but he's not the guy. He's a star, but he's not the superstar.
Where's Miami at right now?
Miami's doing great, but it's young pieces too that are working. It's not all about Jimmy Butler, and you know this. Sure. You know this.
All right.
But let me tell you, every team needs the closer. Who's your closer? Let me just say this. Phoenix Suns has their closer. It could be either Devin Booker, Kelly Oubre, and hell, my goodness, you're going to hate this, even Ricky Rubio, right?
Yeah, when he comes out the hospital, he can be the closer.
Because when I look at the Bucks, either is Giannis, I know he can't shoot, but he is a closer. Chris Middleton, which I'm not a fan of Chris Middleton. And then you got the Pacers. The Pacers got Oladipo. Is he back yet? I don't think he's back yet. He's
not back yet.
And they beat y'all again, by the way. But anyway,
we talked about this on episode 24.
I know, but all these teams that you guys are facing in the East, they have closers. I don't trust Harris. I don't trust Embiid because he's going to be at the 3-point when it comes playoff time. And Simmons, I'm sorry, you're my guy, but
what you got to say about Ben Simmons?
I'm not.
He ain't a closer. He ain't a closer. That's what you're going to tell me.
He ain't a closer.
You answered your own question. We got a closer then. Give the ball to Ben.
You don't got a closer. You don't got a closer.
Give him the keys. What? Remember when we went to the Christmas Day game?
Oh, he was phenomenal.
But I'm not talking about Joel Embiid. I'm not talking about Ben Simmons. I'm not talking about Tobias Harris. But do you remember what time it was when we went to the game on Christmas Day when we played the Milwaukee Bucks? Remember what time it was? Do you know what time we've been living on since early this year?
God.
When we came back from 20 down in the fourth quarter against the Portland Trailblazers. Do you know what time we've been living on? Do you know what time it has been for all these months of this NBA season? It is Furk time, Lito. That's what time it is. His name is Furkan Korkmaz. Just tonight, we played the Chicago Bulls. That man went off. In the third quarter, he put this team on his back. He drained like 5 threes. He was ducking on people. And do you know why? Say it with me. It's Furk time.
Listen, I just gave you a good list of all these closers in the league for every team. And you can't name me one. We're going to depend our season, actually your season, on...
Furk time?
It's
Furk time.
Furk time.
It's Furk time.
Well,
that's what time it is.
There's a reason why I eat with spoon, all right? Because
it's not fork, damn it. It's Furk. No, I understand what you're saying,
you
though.
understand that.
It's about the whole
tough.
closer thing. You're right about that. That's something the team needs to develop. It is still a newly assembled team. It's not like the Phoenix Suns, who y'all have been floundering for years now.
Right.
Devin Booker can't win shit no matter who you put with him. It's not the Phoenix Suns we're talking about. This team was just assembled, so we're still working that stuff out.
That's true.
I personally believe that our closer, as much as possible, should be Tobias Harris. And the reason why I say that, not because he's the best player, but because he's the one player in our starting lineup that can shoot from anywhere on the floor and can get his own shot at any time. Josh Richardson can get his own shot, but it's iffy whether or not he's going to make it or not. Like, he's really streaky. There's some nights he's good. There's some nights that he's not. So he's not the guy. It's unusual to have your center be your closer, although Embiid does have those skills. We're not sure if he's that guy yet. Although we have seen him, he has closed a couple of games, but he's also kind of, made some mistakes at the end of games too. Ben Simmons, we know the problem. He can't hit free throws. You can't be a closer if you can't hit free throws. It just doesn't work. And then we have Al Horford. Al Horford has been struggling this season. Struggling. And he's not
recent.
This whole season, he's really up and down. He just wants to shoot threes all day, and that's it. That's all he wants to do. It's like he's like brown skinned Kevin Love. That's who he is right now on our team. It's not helping. So but he's never been a closer his entire career. So when you kind of look at who we have, I think Tobias Harris is the one that needs to kind of step up into that role and be confident and take the shot. And I'd be happy with the results because I think he's the best choice to be in that role.
I don't know. We shall see. I just don't think that Tobias Harris is that guy, though. He's great, but he's not. He shouldn't be the closer. But for your team, he should be, though. I agree.
Plus, he's the highest paid player on the team. Usually, that's the person who's the closer, right? So, he signed a contract and he's stepped into that role. And so far, I've been generally impressed with what Tobias Harris has been able to do. So right now, it's a D. Hopefully, by the end of the season, we'll be at a B. Hopefully, in the playoffs, we'll be at an A. And then hopefully, in the finals, we will be at an A++.
That's a lot of fairy tales right there you just gave me that I'm not going to buy in. I will buy in, and I said it on the last podcast. I'm going to say it again. Y'all need to pick up Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose is having a hell of a season this year, and it sucks because he's playing for the Detroit Pistons, and a lot of people don't watch. You know what I mean? I don't watch him. I check the highlights out, but his stats and his gameplay is amazing, and that's the closer that you need. Can you imagine Derrick Rose pick and roll with Embiid? That is a closing two-punch right there.
I love that. And you're absolutely right. Derrick Rose could be a guy that can help us close out games. Derrick Rose could be a guy that can help us through the regular season. But this man has never, and Here we go. Ever made it through a full season healthy in his entire career. Maybe his MVP season, that's the last time. Ever since his MVP season, which was years ago, this man has never survived the season. So I personally don't believe that this team needs somebody else who we're not going to be able to count on in the playoffs. But Lito, it is time for our favorite segment, and that segment is Fast Break, where we put 3 minutes on the clock.
I hate that you cut this, by the way.
Hey! It's Fast Break right now. If you want to ask another question about it, I
want to defend Derrick Rose. I want to defend Derrick Rose, but I'm going to let you have your last word.
We're halfway through the podcast. You still have plenty of time to defend that, man.
Go ahead.
But we're going to put 3 minutes on the clock, Lito.
Wait a minute. What? Did I just hear myself say 3 minutes?
Starting now.
Speaking of Derrick Rose, Derrick Rose has been magnificent this year.
Yes.
Do you think he's going to stay healthy?
No.
All year?
I just answered that question. There is no way he has not made it through a full season in the NBA since his MVP season. I don't expect that to happen now. And I love that what's going on with him. I'm not wishing anything upon him. I'm just going off of what I've seen before. I'm sorry. Ja Morant was invited to the dunk contest, but he declined. Are you disappointed?
Yes, I am actually, because I don't like him. Let me just put that out there. I chose to not like this guy. Every time they play us, So he's our rivalry now. Speaking of dunk contest, one last dunk. Would you like to see Vince Carter in the dunk contest?
Absolutely not.
Come on.
There is no way I want old man Vince Carter. We have all these young ladies in the NBA. I don't want old man Vince Carter to be putting his walker to the side to come up there to dunk, do some basic ass dunks, and win the dunk contest. Everybody's like, oh, Vince Carter's back. Let's give him a 10 because he dunked the ball barely. No, I'm good. I pass. Thank you.
I want to see it.
Matisse Thybulle, a.k.a. Baby Kawhi. Last week, he actually bought enough fried chicken from Popeyes to feed an entire team full of people. 20 people were on that plane.
I saw that, actually.
He bought a whole bunch of chicken and only bought 6 biscuits. Is that a violation?
That is a 9. That's a 10. Come on, man. Come on.
I can't even defend him on this one. That was insane. What's wrong with you? Jeez.
Come on,
Matisse.
Is Dame Dollar still that dude in Joseph's eyes? Because this year he has been a little bit disappointing, and that's shocking to say. But
he's been very disappointing. There's no reason why his team should be bottom feeders right now, struggling for the 8th spot. He's been very disappointing, but it's still Dame time. Speaking of those Portland Trailblazers, CJ McCollum actually has a podcast, and on his podcast, like, look at us shouting out other podcasts, right?
Yeah.
On his podcast, he said it would be a great idea to have a one-on-one tournament at All-Star Weekend between players, like players that are in an All-Star game. What do you think about that?
Oh, I love it. I love it. Let me remind you, I know this is a fast break. I love the horse competition.
Oh, yeah.
When they did it for 3 years, by the way, Kevin Durant won them all. I loved it. I thought it was entertaining, and we got to know the players a little bit because they were talking and goofing around, and it was good to see. So I would love that, actually.
I agree.
Props to CJ. This playoff race is a close one in the West, and we just talked about it. In your eyes, who are the last 2 spots going to?
In the
7
West?
and 8 in the West.
I already told you it's gonna be OKC and Memphis. Sorry, man, but they're playing the best. I apologize to Devin Booker and the Suns. Jerry West, also known as The Logo, recently said that he believes that Luka Doncic is actually going to be better than Dirk. Do you agree with Jerry? Remember, he's the logo.
I know.
He's the
I keep
logo.
hearing that.
He's responsible for like 10 championships.
I keep hearing that, and I'm going to say no. I'm sorry. Luka is amazing. This is his second year. Incredible. But no, you can't. Yeah. We can't. I'm on board on the hype train, but not all the way to say that, all right? No.
It's a bit much.
Yeah. Speaking of, this is sophomore year, Donovan Mitchell, right? I don't know if you know, he actually wore Puerto Rico sneakers on his sneaks. He put the Puerto Rican flag on his sneaks to pay tribute to the little earthquakes that are going on. I shouldn't even say little, but the earthquake.
Yeah, half the island still doesn't have power as we sit here and speak tonight. Half of them are still without power.
Yeah.
Then it's been so much for Puerto Rico, and we owe them a lot more than what we're doing.
Your thoughts on my hero, Donovan Mitchell? Now I like Donovan. I like him now. He killed OKC a couple times, but
he did.
I like him now.
I've always liked Donovan Mitchell, even when he was talking shit about Ben Simmons being Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
I like his game. I like his bounce. I like his style. I like what he does. Yeah. I'm a fan. All right. Alex Caruso. Yeah, boy. The All-Star voting came out again, like the results of the fan voting. And Alex Caruso has actually increased his lead over Devin Booker. I don't have a question. I just want to tell you that.
Oh, my God. Well, speaking of not having a question, I have a question, all right?
Okay.
Is Steve Kerr getting fired?
Oh, my God. Lito, stop asking me this question. Stop it. No, Lito. He's not getting fired.
He's not getting fired. He's not.
Yes. You want to take notes on that so that way you remember that?
I will take notes.
All right. Do you think that Zion still has a chance for Rookie of the Year? He's about to actually debut next week. So, I mean, if he comes out gangbusters, do you think that he'll steal it? Or do we just crown Ja right now and just get it over with?
No, we got to crown Ja. One-man race.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is.
Which team should the Sixers be most worried when it comes to playoff time in the East side?
In the East?
Yeah, in your opinion. Is it the Bucks, the Pacers, or the Boston Celtics?
We own the Bucks. And I don't want any argument about that. We own the Bucks. We've never had a problem with them. Embiid can guard Giannis one-on-one. You saw that. You were sitting right there. You saw that. I'm not worried about them at all. The Celtics, we have a history with them. That's always a challenge in the playoffs. I'm not going to act like that's not going to be a big deal. But our biggest challenge will probably be the Pacers. I believe in what their coach Nate McMillan does. I believe in the way that they play. They're a really good team, and Victor Oladipo's not even back yet, so they're going to be a problem.
All right. I agree too, actually.
All right, so OKC's starting lineup is the most efficient in the league, Would you like to take a moment to pay Chris Paul the respect that he so rightly deserves?
I'm just gonna put crickets in here.
I'm going to insert crickets.
I'm just gonna insert crickets. I'm not gonna say nothing.
Okay, all right.
Next.
Always hating.
Next. Speaking of the Memphis Grizzlies, should we give this organization a good prop in the shoulder or congratulations for pulling the right polls trade deadline or trade to get rid of Mike Conley, get rid of Mike Gasol, and go young? And look, this team got Ja Morant and they got other young pieces, and they're doing great. They haven't missed a beat actually. So, your thoughts on that trade?
I wouldn't give them props just because that's what they had to do. Obviously, no. I'm just saying, like, if you're a GM of that team and you're looking at that team, Mike Conley, Marc Gasol, all those guys, the grindhouse days are like kind of far behind us. So it was time to break that up and rebuild. They just did what they should have done. So
yeah, but it worked out to them. They didn't know they were going to get Ja Morant. And it worked out.
I mean, that's what you have to do.
It's impressive, though. I'm giving them props, even though I hate that team.
Okay. You can give them props then. Carmelo Anthony reached 20,000 career points just tonight in the game that they played. 26,000 career points.
Oh, my goodness.
Just in the game that we're watching tonight against the Dallas Mavericks. And he's actually number 18 on the all-time scoring list. So, with that being said, would you say that Carmelo Anthony is actually a top 20 player all time in NBA history?
To me, he's top 10. He's always has been. To me, he's one of the greatest small forwards in NBA history.
Wow.
And it's great to see him back in the lead. And this is fast break, but I can go on and on and on about Carmelo, all right?
Now I wish I never asked you that question.
Congratulations, Melo. Markelle Fultz.
Oh, that guy.
Just dropped a triple-double against the Lakers, and not only did that on the road, but beat them. Does Joseph Dingleberry, all right?
What?
Regret?
What?
Yes, I gotta put your name out there. Dude,
Dingleberry is not my name. That's the first thing.
Dude,
I haven't heard that since elementary school. Like, really?
Do you regret not listening to me and telling you y'all should keep Markelle Fultz? And let's be honest, this is only a one-game performance, but this year he has been great. And as time just ran out, we can discuss a little bit further for your answer, but I would like to know your thoughts on Markelle Fultz. Like,
do you believe that averaging 12 points a game for a starting point guard is great? That's what you consider to be great? No, what you're doing is you're grading Markelle Fultz on a sliding scale here. Like, you're giving him participation points right now because he's not great. He's the number one pick, for God's sake. 3 years into his career, he's averaging 12 points a game on a loser team. Sorry, not loser team. They're probably number 8 in the playoffs right now. Whatever. But he's averaging 12 points a game. He's a number one pick in the playoffs. To answer your question, I do not regret a thing. I'm happy for him that he got his second career triple-double. Good for him. I'm happy for him that his shoulder was able to start working again, and he somehow kind of remembered how to shoot, because he's taking threes. Ben Simmons ain't taking threes, but he's taking threes. So I guess, he worked all that out. But do you know what we got back when we traded Markelle Fultz? Do you know what we got back, Lito? We got 2 second-round picks back for Markelle Fultz. And I believe we got a player too. I don't even remember what else we got. But the important thing is those 2 second-round picks. Because we used one of those second-round picks to package it to the Boston Celtics so we could draft Matisse. I don't ever want to buy enough biscuits for a whole bunch of fried chicken. Thibault, a.k.a. Baby Kawhi. So I'm very happy with that.
Let me just say this right now. All right, I'm going to say it real quick. Fultz, y'all should have kept. Y'all always gonna regret this. I'm telling you, y'all gonna regret this.
This is not my regret
and
face.
He will have a better career than your so-called the bully. All right, he will have a better career than him.
The bully.
Yes.
You say his name, Baby Kawhi.
All right. Well, speaking of careers, all right, we're gonna talk about the best real quick. The best of the best.
The best of the best of the best.
The best of the best, the bestest of the NBA franchise, all right? There's a report out there that came out and listed all the players for every team. We're just going to go real quick, and you're going to say yeah or nay.
Well, just so I'm clear on this, so you're saying that, like, this report said who's, like, the best player in the history of each team?
Yes.
And you're going to ask me if I agree or if I disagree?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. This sounds like fun.
So for Atlanta Hawks, they got Bob Pettit. We were too young for that, but
Too young. He played like the 60s.
oh yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I was like,
I
I didn't
know.
know if my dad would hit puberty at
I
that
don't
point.
know,
I have no
Mom.
idea when he was playing.
Mine, I would say Dominique Wilkins, but
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
But then again, you are right. We didn't see Bob Pettit. Maybe he was like the best thing ever.
so Boston, they got Bill Russells.
That's a hard one for Boston. I like that though. Respect the great. He does have like 11 championships.
But
so,
I would say Paul
yeah.
Pierce or Larry Bird, but one of those two.
Larry Bird would be an acceptable answer, but no, I agree with that. I agree with Bill Russell.
Brooklyn Nets, Julius Erving. I think we agree on that, right? Or Jason Kidd. I mean,
Well,
Jason
who the hell
Kidd.
is it for the Sixers then? I guess
Well,
it's not
well-
Julius Erving.
Well, we'll
Are they
talk
going to
about
repeat?
this. Well, actually, they do have him listed for twice. Don't know why, but yeah, that's how they have it. But
Yeah, no, Julius Erving belongs to us, so I'm going to say Jason Kidd.
me too, Jason Kidd. Kemba for Charlotte.
Sure, why not?
Sure, I agree with that. I don't agree with this one. Michael Jordan for Chicago Bulls.
You don't agree with Michael Jordan for Chicago? Who's the best player in the Chicago
I got
Bulls
Tony
history?
Kukoc. I remember.
Oh my
I
God!
remember Kukoc.
Keep moving, keep moving. You're going to shut this podcast
Kev
off.
LeBron.
They're not going to listen to us.
Cav LeBron. We
Yes,
agree.
yes.
Dallas Dirk.
Yes.
We agree. Denver. We got Alice English. Way before
Alice
our time.
English.
Yeah. I would say either. Well, I'll let you pick. You know what I mean, real quick. For Denver.
That's a tough one. That's a really tough one for Denver.
Really.
The only person who really comes to mind is Carmelo, but I definitely don't want to name him.
So you got Carmelo. Guess who I got? Djokovic. All right. I know his career just started, but I know this
Yeah,
kid is
why
going
not?
to be. It's Djokovic. or
They're
Carmelo.
probably right about that. It probably is Alex English.
Yeah.
It probably is him.
Detroit, Isaiah Thomas.
Yes.
Warriors, we got Wilt Chamberlain,
No.
but it's Curry.
Yes.
I think I agree with that. It's sadly.
It's Steph Curry.
Houston, they got Hakeem Olajuwon.
Hakeem. You say his name.
Hakeem.
Yes. Yeah, Hakeem. It's him, yeah.
Pacers, Reggie Miller.
100%.
100%. What about Jermaine O'Neal? Sorry, now let me keep going.
He has a mean right hook, I'll tell you
Yeah.
that much. He has a mean right. Like, I want to see him in an alley.
I kind of want to skip this, but whatever. Clippers, CP3.
Yeah.
I don't understand why.
Yeah, it should be him.
People forgot about Chris Kaman. They don't even list him there.
Chris Kaman.
Chris Kaman was good. I mean,
Yeah, he's not CP3, though.
what about Elton Brand? Anyway, I'll move forward.
No.
Lakers. And I'm not going to tell you. I want your answer for Lakers.
Magic Johnson.
That's what they got. I got Kobe Bean Bryant, all right?
And that's acceptable, too.
Okay.
But Magic for me, yeah.
Grizzlies
Mike Conley?
or Marcus Gasol, but they got Marcus Gasol. I picked Marcus Gasol as well, actually.
Yeah.
Heat,
Dwayne Wade.
of course. Bucks,
Kareem.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Timberwolf,
Kevin Garnett.
Kevin Garnett. What about Kevin Love? Young Kevin Love getting 30 and 20 and remember that Kevin Love? But it is Kevin Garnett.
He was never MVP.
I just want to give him a shout out.
Okay.
all right? Pelicans, that's Anthony Davis.
Has to be.
They got Knicks. Wilt Frazier, do you agree with that?
For the Knicks? For the
Yeah.
trash-ass Knicks?
They got Wilt Frazier.
Let me think about this. Walt Frazier for the trash-ass Knicks.
Yeah, Walt, my bad. Yeah.
Walt Frazier. Well, he won a championship with them. That's probably why they picked him. Because he's the last time in like the last 50 years at that trash franchise and that trash arena has ever won anything was Walt frickin' Frazier.
Oh my
I
God.
will say this though. I would pick Bernard King. I loved Bernard King's game. He was a great scorer in the 80s. He was really good.
OKC/Seattle. We're going to put them all together.
Nick Collison? They retired his jersey.
No,
He's the first. Nick Collison is the first player in the history of that franchise to have ever been retired, Lito.
No. I got Russell Westbrook. They got Russell Westbrook. Who do you got?
So we're saying OKC and Seattle?
Yeah. I got Russell Westbrook.
OKC
Triple-double,
and
back-to-back,
Seattle?
back-to-back, former MVP. I mean,
Woo.
has Peyton been an MVP?
He was 10th
Has
player of the
Sean
year,
Kemp-
though. No. Gary Payton is the only point guard in the history of this league to ever be defensive player of the year.
Oh, wow, great.
What about your boy, Ray Allen? What about him? Remember the original Splash Brothers with Ray Allen and Rashard Lewis?
Yeah, I'll pick Rashard Lewis over Ray Allen.
You're not a Ray Allen guy now? Really?
I never liked Ray
all
Allen like that. Nah,
really? Now? You defend him a lot.
But let me tell you who you got. Because I got...
It's Russell Westbrook. 3 straight seasons, triple-double.
Exactly.
He was there for a long time. They went to the finals. Yeah, it's Russell.
It's the Brody. All right. All right. And lastly, the few teams that we have left. Orlando Magic. Your thoughts? They got Dwight Howard. I agree.
Shaq.
I got Dwight Howard.
No, I got Shaq. If you look at their careers, like what Shaq did, Shaq went to the finals too, but he had more success with them than Dwight Howard did. I guess Dwight Howard was there longer, so they'll probably give him that. But no, I'd say Shaq is the best player they've ever had in their
I got Dwight.
And what about Tracy McGrady, your boy? You don't show him any love?
No.
I would, if I'm ranking this, no. Now, see, this is like a Magic thing now. No, I'm gonna name a top 4. Number 1, I'm giving it to Shaq, right? Number 2, I'm giving it to T-Mac.
What?
Number 3, I'm giving it to Penny Hardaway. Number 4, and a distant number 4, I'm giving it to Dwight Howard.
Do you forget what Dwight Howard was doing back in the day?
Yeah, all defense, all rebounding, no offense.
When Shaq retired, or actually when Shaq, they were playing a couple years together, right?
Well, yeah, they were in the league at the same time, yeah.
But that was old Shaq, right?
Yeah, mostly. I mean, I think Dwight got drafted in 2004. You know, Shaq didn't retire until 2010.
There was only one center in that era that was dominating. It was Dwight Howard. Like, after the Shaq run ends. I don't remember other centers that was dominating like Dwight. Nowadays, in this era, we got AD. We got
AD's
Cat,
not a center.
We got Joel Embiid. But we got a lot of big men that dominate. That era, who do we got? It was Dwight. And Dwight was pulling...
But we're not talking about, like, any particular era. We're talking about who the best player is in the franchise.
Correct.
So, like...
I still say Dwight.
Nah, there's no way.
All right.
To me, it has to be Shaq. Like, for me, Dwight is number 4 in that theme.
Well, what about the Sixers? Because they got Julius Erving.
Yeah, it's Dr. J. And I'm going to tell you why it's Dr. I know you want to kind of move on with this. I'm going to tell you why it's Dr. J. Because the Sixers, yeah, I know. But the Sixers, they have a lot of choices. You can say Wilt Chamberlain. You can say Allen Iverson. You can say Charles Barkley. But Dr.
They
J.
listed Charles Barkley there.
But Dr. J, for the period of time that he was here for about 8-9 years, right? We were in the Eastern Conference Finals or the Finals every single year that he was here. We haven't had... That was like the most successful time in our franchise's history. So, yeah, it's got to be Dr. J.
I agree. What about this? This is going to be a good one. Phoenix Suns.
Steve Nash,
clearly.
Yeah.
But, let me just say this, all right? I love Steve Nash. I do.
I don't think you love Steve Nash as much as you say.
No, I do.
Because you always say that, but then, like, I don't feel the Steve Nash love.
Steve Nash is one of my greatest. Him and Jason Kidd is the reason why I fell in love with basketball. You guys know this.
Yes.
Now, the people that do listen. But if Devin Booker's retire or stays, hold on. Steve Nash never won a championship. Steve Nash never won a championship.
Okay.
All right, Steve Nash never won a championship.
Okay. All right.
So I'm saying if Devin Booker stays with that franchise, clearly he's gonna outscore Steve Nash.
Well,
Anybody can outscore.
That's not hard to do.
So he's gonna be on paper the leading scorer for that franchise. All he has to do is at least get one MVP, which is gonna be tough in this league. But if he does, why not him be the best of all time?
No, it's not just about that. You got to get far in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, but
he hasn't even made the playoffs.
Nash never made it to the finals either.
Did he make it? I don't think he made it to a Western Conference finals.
He made it to the Western Conference.
With the Suns?
Okay. And I think the Spurs knocked them out, or the Lakers, one of those two teams. Actually, it was Dallas. Dallas knocked them off.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been,
Yeah. But
in order for Devin Booker to take this from Steve Nash, he needs to not only win an MVP and do all individual stuff, but he needs to actually take the team far in the playoffs.
Advance in playoff.
And he hasn't even gotten close yet. So let's calm down.
Yeah, but Steve Nash hold on. Steve Nash started doing work in the playoff once he came back from Dallas to the Suns, and that's when he started dominating.
No, they were doing work. They were doing work with Dallas too.
Yeah, I know, but we're talking about Phoenix franchise. So he came into the Phoenix late. Remember, Dallas rejected him basically because he was so-called old, and that's when he started.
Wasn't old. No, that's not why. That was a money thing. But he wasn't old. He was drafted in like 95.
I know, but he
got to your team in like what, 02, 03? He's about to shut the game down again. He's going to second week in a row. He's going to shut it down.
Reports was that they thought he was old, and that's why when he faced them, every time he took vengeance against them.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
But anyway, Portland, real quick, they got Clyde Drexler.
Bill Walton.
Bill Walton.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do have that list.
Yeah, no, Bill Walton, to me, it needs to be Bill Walton. Bill Walton actually won a championship with them, and he was a really good center. Like, he was really good. If he hadn't gotten hurt, he would be up there with one of the best players in the history of the league.
And Sacramento, they got Oscar Robertson. Speaking of another triple doubles.
Oh, yeah, Cincinnati Royals.
Yeah.
Because they were Cincinnati Royals before they moved to Sacramento and became the Kings. Yeah, I'll take that.
What about the Spurs? That should belong to one man and one man only.
Tim Duncan.
Ginobili.
Ginobili!
No,
it's
Tim Duncan.
Timmy.
Yeah, it's Timmy. Raptors, this is a good one.
That's Carter.
No, they got Chris Bosh. Chris Bosh.
He has
to.
He has more points and he has all their records, so I could see that. I would still give it to Vince Carter though. He was the guy that really brought interest to that franchise, and he was like their first star. So I would say Vince Carter over Chris Bosh.
And the last two, I'm gonna do this one because I don't even know the Wizards. Who do you got? Because they put Wes
Unseld.
Yeah, who the fuck
Yeah, I would
is
say
that?
him.
I don't even curse, but who the fuck is that?
You curse all the time.
But now on the
Stop
podcast,
lying to these people.
Who the hell is this guy?
He won a championship with them back in the 70s.
Oh,
the
yeah?
only championship they have. I would say him too, yeah.
And then Utah Jazz, the last team. This is a good one.
John Stockton.
They got Karl Malone.
He's the second leading scorer in NBA history. But I like the way that John Stockton played. I don't like Karl Malone personally. So I'm just going to say not Karl Malone.
Yeah, I got John Stockton too. But they got Karl Malone in there.
I think answer is acceptable, I think.
Yeah. Next week we'll do the GOAT. I mean, no, we're not doing that topic yet.
Yeah, he's not ready. I keep asking him when we want to have the GOAT debate.
We can't.
Everybody's waiting for the GOAT debate, but he ain't ready yet.
I am ready.
He's not. He don't want this smoke. That's what it is. He don't want this smoke.
I don't.
Well, Lito, it's time for Topic Roulette. All right, we're going to spin that wheel. You're going to choose what topic you want to talk about, and we're going to get to it.
Before we spin that wheel, can I say one thing?
Please.
Brooklyn, they got, who was it again? It was Julius Erving, right?
Yeah.
If Kevin Durant comes back and is healthy, I'm putting Kevin Durant in that franchise, all right? All he has to do is lace up his sneaks and play 15 minutes a game, and he's in there.
Yeah, you give it to him. He needs to be his best player somewhere because everywhere he's been, apparently he's not on that list.
Oh, my God.
All right. But let's spin the wheel, Lito. So this week, Lito, here are your choices. What's new? Changing of the guard. Shake it up.
What's new? And what's the other two?
Changing of the guard. Shake it up.
Shake it up. Let's go. What's new?
I am glad that you picked that topic because I've actually wanted to talk about this for a while.
For real?
It's been something that's actually been brewing in the league for a while. I just kind of want to briefly touch on it. But have you heard that the league has been thinking about making some changes?
Oh.
Like some real changes to the season? Have you heard about that?
I heard that they're trying to do a tournament before the playoff. And and I love that.
Yeah.
And I love that. You explain the rules. What's going on
Sure.
here?
So there's a few things that they've been kind of kicking around. One is the 78-game regular season, like cutting down 4 games from the regular season.
Don't like that.
Well, when my team is good, I don't like that.
Yeah.
I always say, like, when my team is good, I want, like, 87, 90 games. When my team is bad, I'm good with 60. My team is good right now, so I'll take all 82.
Yeah.
The other thing is a mid-season tournament, which I'm not exactly sure how they would do that, but I think that it sounds interesting. And the prize for this mid-season tournament is $1 million per player.
I heard about that.
Yeah. I think that would be kind of cool, especially for the players. Especially for, like, the players that don't, like, make the max contracts to get an extra $1 million if they win that. That would be a reason for them to actually compete.
I'm trying to figure out why they would do that, though. Like, I heard about this. I remember Jalen and Jacoby. They were talking about that. And I don't understand the motive for doing that.
Well, remember we talked a few episodes ago about ratings being down. And, plus there's that whole China debacle. We never really got too much into that on the podcast, but everybody knows what happened with China earlier in the season. So that was $4 billion that was at risk. So, and the NBA is always looking to expand and change things up just to make the game more exciting.
I think it's going to be good. So every team will participate, or it's like a playoff atmosphere, like the top 8 teams?
No, every team will participate. It'll actually be part of the schedule. So like that little mid-season tournament will be similar to March Madness, I imagine, probably like single elimination games for a couple of weeks, but it's going to be part of the actual schedule though. It's going to count like towards games in their schedule.
I do like what we talked about, what I brought up that I'm aware of. Because it happened against Denver and Timberwolves 2 years ago.
Well, that was going to be the next thing I was going to.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. All right.
Yeah, but we're talking. No, you're fine.
That's my favorite one.
Yeah, so one thing that they're thinking about is having play-in games for the 7th and 8th season in each conference, to where at the very end of the season they would have 7 play
10 or
9. 7 play 10, and then 8 play 9, and then the winner of those games would get the 7th and the 8th spot.
I would love that. And you know what? It should go into effect right now.
Yeah, because the Suns are in 10th place or 11th. Actually, no, y'all 11th place right now.
Yeah.
I got to move up a spot to get into your little tournament.
I want that tournament right now. No, but on a serious note, I do like that. When it happened against Timberwolves versus Denver, it was 2 of them, actually.
Yeah.
It was 2, 7 games. Or basically, whoever wins gets to a playoff.
Yeah, exactly.
I forgot the other team. I want to say it was the East team. But those games, especially the Timberwolves and Denver, was incredible. It was amazing.
In basketball, single elimination games are a lot of fun. So I think as much as we can put that in the schedule would be a pretty good thing, because that's why March Madness is so exciting. Yeah. It's all single elimination. I think basketball needs more of that. So I do agree. And then the last proposal that they're actually kicking around is to actually reseed the final 4 teams in the playoffs. So, like, the final...
Oh.
Yeah, I know. So, the last 2 teams that make the Eastern Conference Finals and the 2 teams that make the Western Conference Finals, you're actually going to reseed them by record. So, you might have, like, an East team play a West team in, that round.
I don't like that.
Yeah. The owners don't either. They actually squashed that proposal.
Yeah, I don't like that because also... you're affecting records that has previously assisted. So now you're messing up the routine. I don't know. I wouldn't like that. I don't like that. I don't know how to explain it right. I know how to explain it in my head, but I don't know how to explain it. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't feel right to you.
Yeah, it
I
doesn't
get
feel
it.
right.
Well, my thing about that is, like, my main problem with that is that in football, another sport that I really, really like, divisions mean a lot. In basketball, divisions mean nothing. Like, most of the time, like, I bet you can't even name all the teams in the Suns division, can you?
No, I can't.
I mean, I could
could
probably name them if I really thought about it, like what teams are in my division, but it's not something that really matters.
It really don't matter, though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But what still does matter is conference play. Eastern Conference, Western Conference.
Exactly.
And I like the fact that it matters, and I want that to continue to matter all the way into the finals.
Me too.
I think the argument they're making for that is because the East has been so weak for so long. But you know what? The West was the weaker conference for, like, most of the history of the league. In the 80s and the 90s, the West was by far the weaker conference in the East. And now we just kind of, like, switch. So it's going to switch back eventually. And even right now, the East is pretty competitive.
I think it's kind of even balanced.
Yeah, it's pretty competitive.
A couple years now, it's been even, kind of.
I don't think that's necessary.
Yeah.
But yeah, these are the changes that they're actually looking to do.
Well, the change that they need to do is these refs.
All right.
These refs.
The refs? What's wrong with the refs?
They need to do something about this, all right? Speaking of refs real quick.
Sure.
And talking about, making some new changes.
That's not really a change, though.
Well, they have to.
This is just you complaining. So please, what you got?
My goodness. They're giving technicals. Isaiah Thomas got kicked out for apparently pushing a referee, but he just bumped into him, like he tripped to him. Got kicked out, tossed out for that.
That little guy's angry.
No, come on. Let's be honest. That was angry. Unnecessary. There were 2 players holding the ball, bump into him, got technical, and got kicked out.
I think he needs help.
My boy Devin Booker dunked, didn't even showboat, just looked at the player, got kicked out. Kelly Oubre had another dunk, showboating. He always showboats. Give him a technical. I don't understand. These refs are so quick to give technicals. It makes me sick.
I will tell you one thing. The rule about you can't, like after you make a dunk or a great play, that you can't like flex and stare a player down. That's not a new rule. That has literally been around for decades. And the referees, they do actually call that rule pretty consistently. Except for when they tossed Devin Booker, because that was bullshit. All he did was look at the guy. Like, I mean, usually you get that call if you stand over him, if you flex, or if you say something, and you're looking right at him. Then you're going to get that call every time. But when Devin Booker dunked like that, he just looked at the guy. He just looked at him. Like, how you doing? And he got, that was a really quick whistle. That was a really bad tech. And I think that'll probably get rescinded. I think that the league will probably take that off.
Gladly it didn't affect the game because we lost that game. It was 1 minute mark. But anyway, my reason for this is we talked about previous podcast episodes ago, we talked about how they're losing ratings. This is one of the reasons. Back in the day, those memorable moments that we always go back to, when we always go back to is AI making that shot and walking over, what is it, Ty Lue? Or Ty Lawson.
Yeah, but that was different, though.
I know, but
no, that wasn't.
If you do that now, hold on. If you do that now, you get a technical. That wouldn't
be a technical. Do you know why? Because in that particular play, he had no choice but to step over him. Like the step over wasn't a disrespectful thing.
But he looked at him though too.
He didn't look at him. He was looking at. I've seen that play 8 million times. He was looking the other way.
All right. What about Mutombo? No. Every time he blocks. Nowadays, you do that.
But Mutombo didn't do it towards the person. Mutombo did it towards the crowd.
Man. You know what? I know we got to wrap this up. It's time to go and shut the lights and all that. But listen, let me just say this.
Okay.
Let me just say this.
All right.
This is what's missing in the NBA. These referees are they're on a power trip right now with technicals, and it's making me sick. Like for real, these technicals, Devin Booker, Isaiah Thomas. If you worry about replays, if you go so quick to go over and review a call, why you can't review a technical? Why they can't review a technical and say, you know what, let me check to see if I made the right call.
If you really want to get into this, I think this is a response to these whiny ass players these days. Because I'm sure you know this, because I notice the same thing too when I'm watching games. Especially certain teams. They just complain and they whine and they bitch and they yap about every single call, and it gets irritating, especially if you're a referee. And imagine being a referee and having to call a James Harden game. Do you ever see him? He gets more calls than anybody in the history of professional basketball, yet he is always bitching about calls he didn't get. That would piss me off as a ref. And I think they do have kind of quick whistles because they're just so tired of hearing the constant chirping. And it's just gotten out of hand, in my opinion. I think if the players calm that down, they'll see those whistles calm down a little bit.
So you don't agree with me at all?
Not really, no. I don't think it's that much. I think there's individual problems. Like earlier this season, Mike Scott got ejected for a flagrant foul that was later rescinded because it was ridiculous. All he did was wrap the guy up, but they ejected Mike Scott for that, for wrapping the guy up. He didn't even do nothing to him.
Yeah.
And the league office looked at it and rescinded it. So there's stuff like that. Your Devin Booker thing, you have a case about that, but I don't think it's a widespread problem.
And Isaiah Thomas too. And what's the point of getting rescinded? You missed the game.
You don't touch a ref. Like, what is your thing about Isaiah Thomas?
It was an accidental bump.
That was accidental.
Yeah, it was.
That was an accidental. He went up there. No, that was an accidental.
You don't agree with me?
You seem so hurt that I don't.
I'm kind of hurt right now.
You seem so hurt.
So it's time to unplug the mics and shut the lights. Sadly, we're going to settle down after this.
Settle down.
We'll be back another night. Signing off. I'm mad about this.
This is Joe.
And this is Angry Lito.
Follow us on YouTube and subscribe to our channel. You have a great night.
Yes. Bye-bye.